Hey guys, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of coffee. Yes, I'm in my bathroom. It was a long night. Um, I've been up helping friends and family up north in Northern California. It's crazy. Absolutely nothing's contained. You're going to hear more and more about it. It actually made Zero Hedge, I see here. Um, the first-hand stories are insane from like Santa Rosa area where my uncle lost his house. I was talking to my cousin. He's like, it was a matter of minutes before they had to get out. And middle of the night on Sunday night, um, my uncle packed up almost nothing. Literally had to get out because the flames were coming down the hill towards his house, and jumped in the RV. He has an RV with his wife, and tried to navigate down the hill. There's fire and flames everywhere. You guys have seen videos. Hit something on the front of the RV, a tree or something, because you couldn't see anything coming down the hill. But he did get out. As far as family members, nobody is physically hurt. Everybody is mentally damaged from this harrowing event. My sister has like 15 people staying at her house. My dad has a bunch of people staying at his house. My brother had to evacuate, but now can go back in with his two kids, wife, uh, dogs, bunnies, and cats. It is insane. Right now, a lot of people congregating in Petaluma, which is just below, across from Santa Rosa, and it's where my sister lives. Most of my family lives there, and they're saying they're on alert right now because the fires are moving every which way, and the winds are. Last night were actually picked up quite a bit. So I was home in Oakland got home a little late, but at 3:30 in the morning, I could hear the wind just whipping outside, probably 40, 50 mile an hour winds. Um, it's insane. It's crazy. And it is destroying Northern California, absolutely. You could see, like on the Zero Hedge article, some of the data. They're looking at 23 have been confirmed dead. I guarantee you, there's a lot more. From the destruction I've seen, you go up there and you can't even breathe. It's just the smoke has just filled the air for hundreds of miles. Um, but 23 are confirmed dead, and 200 are missing right now. And the missing might be, everything got burned up in the fire. They don't have a cell phone. They don't have contacts. Elderly people who don't know, where they are confused. But a lot might be deceased now. They're up to more than 3,500 homes and businesses, over 170,000 acres. State's emergency shelters are rapidly approaching their limits, with more than 25,000 people have evacuated. There is a good side of humanity that can be seen. When I was in Petaluma, all the stores are opening their doors for anybody, taking donations of clothes and food, and people have asked me where they can donate. I don't know yet. It is still not under control. The wind is pushing the flames all over the place, completely destroyed Napa, and now it's going up to Calistoga, which is above Napa. The wine country is gone and will be gone for a long time. Very sad. I kind of believe that the story of how it started now. The story is that the winds knocked down. The winds were so high, gusts up to 70 to 80 miles an hour in that area is unheard of. And PG&E has admitted that many of their electrical towers and poles and transformers went down, which most likely caused all the fires to go within a 2-hour period, because the winds were the highest at that point in the middle of the night on Sunday night. And they have stated, which usually a company would never state that, yeah, we caused this. They have stated that many of their towers went down, and that's what caused, the 17 fires along, in this certain area to start pretty much all at once. I buy that, especially because the company would never ever admit to it. They say that oh, it wasn't a maintenance issue; it was a freak of nature. That's debatable. But yeah, that's supposedly how these fires started, and now we've got embers flying everywhere. I mean, literally, I've got friends on the coast, a couple hundred miles away, say they're getting ash. When the wind blows from east to west, they're getting ash floating down, and any ember. And there's so much dry shrub around, any ember could start a fire. And it is not even close to being under control. Look at this town. This is Santa Rosa neighborhood. This is where my in the area of where my uncle lived. Past tense. His house was completely demolished, destroyed. There's nothing there now. Absolutely nothing. 40 years of memories gone. But that's what it looks like in Santa Rosa, and it's not stopping. And that's the key. We need the weather to die down, the winds. We need a lot of things to happen. There's 10,000 or so firefighters, I believe, right now fighting these fires, but it's not enough. They can't get anything under control. See what else? 600 people missing at first, and then a lot have checked in because a lot of the cell coverage is not there anymore because the cell towers were taken out, and it is insane. Interesting. The pot industry is very large up there, but they can't get insurance because of the federal regulations. So anything marijuana related is pretty much gone without insurance. So that is a tough blow for that fledgling industry. And like right now, still huge issues, red flag warning. If you look at this map, I mean, this is San Francisco right here. I'm in Oakland right here. This is where the fires are. But you go down here, this is where all the alerts are coming up in San Jose and below, and winds to 20 to 30 mile per hour with gusts to 50 miles per hour. Humidity 10 to 20%. Any fires that develop will spread rapidly. Outdoor burning is not recommended. I would say no, don't burn anything outdoors. Don't even smoke outdoors unless you're absolutely sure you can contain anything. I mean, it doesn't even take anything to start a little fire that destroys a town. So be vigilant out there, and good luck to, well, I'm sure that there'll be more action coming my way. I said, hey, if I need help, right now they have a lot of people. Petaluma is like the place where everybody from Santa Rosa is going. A lot are staying with friends and family. They're bulging at the seams. We went out to dinner to get out of the house, basically. And it's hard to get out of the house because it's hard to breathe. But we went out to dinner, and the restaurants are all packed with people because they don't have anything. They have their debit cards, whatever was in their wallet, most of them. And but their houses are gone, and they needed a place to eat. So yeah, the restaurants are packed. It's insane. And we were out with like 10 kids at one table last night. That's insane right there, and craziness. So yeah, there's your update on what's going on in my life and in Northern California. Winds are supposed to stay strong throughout the day and into tonight. Then they're supposed to, I think, calm down a little, but it's supposed to get hotter. Who knows? They got to get these things under control because none of them are under control right now. And it's impossible to get them under control when you got 30, 40, 50 mile an hour winds blowing this stuff. As soon as you put out this fire here, some of the embers have jumped 30 feet downwind. And then you got to start putting out a fire over there and just jump. It's crazy. But the firefighters are working their asses off. Can't tell you how many fire trucks I've seen in that area coming up from Southern California, and they have their own fires down there too. So it is crazy, and we're going to deal with it. On to the Zero Hedge news for the morning. Twitter suspends account of Weinstein accuser Rose McGowan. Twitter, Facebook, Google are flirting with hypocrisy type stuff. The left is starting to be exposed as something much more evil. They talk a good game, but their leaders are all corrupt and criminal. And that is going to shake the confidence of the people who follow their lead. You know, the Clinton and Obama folks and everybody who is far left, the better. Their leaders are now being exposed, and they don't know what to do and what to think. And Twitter is now getting vilified because they suspended an account of a victim of Harvey Weinstein. And Harvey Weinstein was just one of the larger players in Hollywood in the sex scene, in the pedophilia stuff. That'll come out, and it is big, and it goes to Washington. It goes into the Democratic Party, the Republican Party. Jeffrey Epstein and his Lolita Express airplane that he took to his little pedophile island. The Clintons and all kinds of movie stars have been on that plane many, many times. And I'm tired of sweeping that stuff under the rug just because, you know, YouTube doesn't like it, so they'll demonetize this video because I said something about it. But isn't that sad? Is that when you speak about these things, the pedophilia and Pizzagate and all that, people shut their eyes and minds and say, "Oh, it's conspiracy theory." What about the people who are being affected by all this? The people who are the victims. And yes, these are all rich Hollywood actresses who are coming out, but they're still victims. What about the people who don't have that kind of voice, who are being held captive and as sex slaves for these sick leaders? What about them? So I don't have any problem talking about it. And if anybody wants to discuss it with me and argue about whether or not Pizzagate was real or not, I suggest you do some homework. And the videos on it are quite obvious that it is much bigger than just some guy in a pizza shop who's a pedophile. It goes way beyond that. I think it was 18 visits to the White House when Obama was there for Comet Ping Pong Pizza. First of all, they don't allow outside food to come into the White House. They got their own chefs. They have to do the due diligence and make sure that nobody's going to poison the president. But yeah, and if you look at the evidence, it's quite damning. And hopefully people will look at the evidence. This takedown of Harvey Weinstein is a big one because we've been waiting. Over 4,000 people have been arrested in the pedophilia ring since Trump took office. 4,000, whereas before, with Obama and the Bushes and Clintons and all that, nobody was being arrested. And then Trump gets in, all of a sudden 4,000 people. And remember what Dianne Feinstein, head of this, the defense committee, one of the defense committees, when the Attorney General was being questioned, the first thing Dianne Feinstein asked him is, "What are you going to do about the pedophilia problem?" The largest problem in the United States, the pedophilia problem. And everybody was shocked and it's like, what's a pedophilia problem? And they know exactly what's going on and they're going to take it down. So this is part of the takedown. And supposedly Hugh Hefner was turning state's evidence against all these guys, and so they took him out. We will see. All right, moving on. San Juan Mayor is a Democrat. She's been told by her handlers what to say, how to attack Trump and blame Trump for everything. Trump's getting pissed off. I wouldn't get pissed off. I'd say, hey, we're putting a bill through Congress. If Congress approves a bailout of, fixing or a loan or whatever is going to happen. Problem was Puerto Rico had $70 billion in debt owed to the bankers, to the pension funds, and to many of their citizens that were kind of forced to buy Puerto Rican debt. They got the higher return, but there was a risk, and that risk has been seen. So we'll see what happens. I think Trump's going to just turn it over to Congress and say, hey, it's up to you to decide whether or not, how much money goes to Puerto Rico. Will we spend $300, $400, $500 billion to to rebuild the island, because that's what it would probably take. Um, and this Democratic mayor is, just a political pawn, and it's ridiculous, the whole thing. But moving on, and then you add Puerto Rico to Houston to Texas to Florida to now California, and all the costs that are going to be associated. I would expect this bill so far to be over $1 trillion. That's going to have to come out of the U.S. government coffers. $1 trillion is nothing. It's a click of a mouse. If you really think about it, the unbacked fiat system is they can create as much money as they want. It's more a philosophical thing. And when you have disasters to take care of with money, those bills are easy to get through. So what's the difference between 20 trillion in debt or 21 trillion in debt? Not much. What's the difference between 20 trillion in debt and 200 trillion in debt? Truthfully, not much. It's just 1 0 on a computer. 20 trillion to 200 trillion is 1 0 on a computer, and that's the way money is created. So there'll be a shaking of the faith and confidence in the U.S. dollar, but that's about it. And as long as the con of unbacked fiat money and the control of that is still viable, they're going to do it. And in the Road to Ruta theory and in the stuff they wrote in those comic books, they're going to run the unbacked fiat system to infinity and then explode it and go back to a gold standard according to that. I think it changed in 2009 with not in 2009, probably 2011, when Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies really kicked in and said, hey, we can create another system right along the current system and transition over. We don't have to destroy everything. We can have a transition system. That's why you see the cryptos being protected now by Russia and by China. And all the haters about 2 weeks ago were saying, oh my God, all the governments are going to ban it. And now both Russia and China are coming out and saying, we're going to put rules up, and these rules are to protect the cryptocurrencies, protect Bitcoin, protect all these new innovative companies that are being born out of the rubble of the old system. So anybody who says the government's going to come down on Bitcoin is completely, totally, and utterly clueless. Unbelievably clueless. There are good guys behind the scenes taking out the criminals in our government, taking out the criminals in the banking system. And I've proven it many times over, and we're seeing it right now. So yes, you should be investing in cryptos with both fists, as well as gold and silver. I wouldn't put as much into gold and silver. Silver, yes, obviously it is industrial metal. It's been suppressed for over 150 years. So silver, yes, it will go ballistic to the moon, well past the price of gold, but in as a percentage, we're talking hundreds, if not thousands of percent higher than gold. And gold is money. And that's what the gold bugs love to say. It will always be money. We just don't know how much gold there is out there. I've proven many times there's a lot more gold than 2 swimming pools full or 190,000 tons. There's more like 1 million tons or 2 million tons. I would be surprised if anybody actually knew how much gold there was, because there's a lot of secrets in gold as well. But moving on. I'm just going to skim through a couple of these that might be exciting. The quiet bull market that everyone is skeptical of. The bull market is created by a computer program originally written by Alan Greenspan. They can make a bull market. They can make a bear market. They can make stocks go up or down. They can make the price of metals go up or down. It is all a click of a mouse. That's how easy it is. And anybody says, oh, you can't fight the trend, bullshit. Absolutely, you can fight the trend. And you don't even have to fight it. It's a click of a mouse. What stops the U.S. Fed and the Exchange Stabilization Fund from buying or selling infinity amounts of anything in the derivative world, which is what sets the price right now? Nothing stops them. They control the money. The money would be the stopper for other. That's how you'd get a short squeeze. But they create money out of thin air, and they don't tell anybody how much they create. So what does it matter? So anyway, yeah, bull market, bear market is all manipulated. So when you hear something like that, or you say, oh, look at the chart. Yes, the Dow can go $100 million. The Dow can go to $50,000 in in the next month. It could go to $500,000 a month after that. But what's it going to cost you to buy a loaf of bread? It costs 10 grand to buy a loaf of bread, and then the unbacked fiat system's dying, and just imagine the price of the cryptocurrencies then. Cryptocurrencies aren't going up because it's bubble city and people chasing the bigger bubble. It's going up because the old system's dying, and the new system is a better way of doing business on a currency level as well as an economic level. iPhone 10 makers set to struggle with facial recognition. Thank God. The facial recognition, I mean, do you really want to live in that kind of world? Because we're moving into a high-tech world, and do you want our big brother government to be, recognizing every single face on the street for at any moment in time they're going to know exactly where you are? No. That's what these iPhones facial recognition does. I think they already have it. I think they're just not telling people. They've always had it. And anybody who looks in their phone, you're looking at the NSA right there. There's the article on NorCal wildfires. I'll keep you guys updated as I hear stuff. I told everybody up there that I know, there's probably 50 of them. I said, anybody and everybody can come stay with us in Oakland. We're not as close to the action. Petaluma's they're on alert. They might have to all move out. But yeah, these are times when friends and family come together, even neighbors come together, and a lot of kids are, there's no schools open up there anymore. So the kids need something to do. They can't play outside because there's too much smoke. I think my sister's gone to the bowling alley every day, but it's packed with people trying to find things to do inside. Movie theaters are packed. Anything indoors with kids is a go, and anything outdoors is like there's just too much smoke in the air. All right, Facebook Sandberg, we really have to go after fake accounts, but divisiveness, not a reason to remove content. It's so sad that Facebook and Google are the deciders of what's real news, what's fake news, what's, Enron was a conspiracy. I was saying it was a conspiracy before it got exposed. So if I had a YouTube account or a Google account and was talking about the Enron conspiracy, I would have been blocked by YouTube. But it was real. And that's the thing, is a lot of these things that are being blocked are actually factual things. They just don't want the world to know about it. So Facebook and Google being the arbiter of what is real, what is fake, what is proper, and what is not is kind of sad. Because they kind of do have monopolies. I think Trump should have his people look at whether or not Facebook is a monopoly, whether or not YouTube is a monopoly, and have it perform not as a private company, but as a social asset. I don't think anything should be, you can rate the stuff, but nothing should be banned. Everybody should be able to find any information they want, no matter how abhorrent it is to other people. You just put a rating on it. This is rated A, B, C, X, Z, R, whatever. But we can't stop people from expressing what they believe or they don't believe. Jamie Dimon unexpectedly reversed on Bitcoin. I'm not going to talk about Bitcoin anymore. All right, Jamie, good job. Let's go see what he has to say here. Because Bitcoin's up over 5,000, by the way. Yes, I will do a cryptocurrency update in a little bit. And the tokens are moving even faster. And if you have the right ones, like I said many times, we're moving into that time when the old companies are going to be thrown out and the new companies that are being built. There's over $100 trillion looking to be invested right now. $100 trillion. And the market cap of all the cryptos is only like 150 or 175 billion. So yes, get into the cryptos. But Jamie is saying, here's some, and here comes Citi realizing it desperately needs to get on the bandwagon before it's too late. Citi CFO says crypto and digital currencies worthy of exploration. These guys are so far behind the curve, but still, we're at less than 1% knows about the cryptos. And according to Cliff's data, we're going from 1% to 3% by July of next year. And that 1% to 3% is huge. I mean, it's taken everything that Bitcoin has been around for 8 years, and it has built an amazing infrastructure. But try to squeeze all that. So 1% of the people are in now. Squeeze all that into the last 8 years into the next 6-7 months, and then double it. That's what Bitcoin's going to do. That's what the cryptos are going to do. You're going to see 100% returns on these small cap, good companies and good cryptos. Litecoin, I love Ethereum, Bitcoin, although I don't know which one to buy. If I were to buy Bitcoin today, I'd buy all the Bitcoins. Buy Bitcoin Cash, and any other fork. Of course, if you buy Bitcoin, you're going to get all the future forks. But you don't know which one's going to be the survivor. Let's see, more on Jamie Dimon. It's probably no coincidence that on the day that Bitcoin hit all-time highs of $5,200 and just over a week after Wall Street Journal reported that Goldman is planning a Bitcoin trading operation, JP Morgan seems to change its tune. With Bitcoin soaring nearly 100% from the bottom of the sharp sell-off following Jamie Dimon's slam of cryptocurrencies. Now, do you guys remember? Go back to my old videos when he said that. And Bitcoin got slammed and all the cryptos got slammed. I said, we are bottoming. Buy, buy, buy. Buy, buy, buy. And now Jamie Dimon, the worst liar trader ever, has reversed. So here's what he says. Just 1 month after their boss, Jamie Dimon, lashed out of the cryptocurrency, calling it a fraud, which is worse than a tulip bulbs. It won't end well. It will blow up. Someone's going to get killed. And any JP Morgan trader trading Bitcoin will be fired for being stupid. Fast forward 1 month when Bitcoin just hit all-time high due to relentless demand, having completely ignored both China's ban of the exchange trading and Jamie's rant. With everyone, including Goldman, wanting part of it, JP Morgan clearly has no qualms about its fiduciary obligation when it comes to taking clients' money to put them in what is called, on public record, a fraud. You can't do that, Jamie. It's your fiduciary responsibility to stop all your Bitcoin purchasing. That said, Jamie Dimon was far less verbose today, as Bloomberg notes. He wasn't keen to talk about Bitcoin again. I wonder why. Because he's got 100 people working on blockchain technology. He's got traders buying and selling Bitcoin all the time. Let's see where we are. Suddenly portraying itself as one of the biggest supporters of crypto tech, Lake said the bank is at the forefront of trying to look at the efficiency, scalability, and platforms and use cases for clients. Lake adds that blockchain is transformational for the financial services industry, and the bank is working hard and investing money in it. Still, Lake said the bank is very open-minded to the potential use cases for digital currencies that are properly regulated. Through that area is quite nascent, which, needless to say, sounds a bit different from we will fire anyone who is caught trading that tulip bubble fraud. Unbelievable. No, very believable, very expected. So Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan loaded up on the Bitcoin lows, the crypto lows, and now they can talk it up, and then he'll talk it down again when it gets too high, but people will stop listening to him, which I think they already have. So yes, buy cryptos with both your feet. Sell everything you got to buy cryptos. If you don't have any cryptos and you have all just gold and silver, I would say dump all your gold to buy cryptos, and then dump half your silver to buy cryptos if you don't have any. Go for a half, because that half is going to go up a lot higher in silver in the short term until they stop the manipulation. And then your silver and your cryptos will go off the charts. That's where I put my money. That's what I'm betting on, and so far, so darn good, especially for the cryptos. But I'm not even afraid of where my silver investments are. I know what it's worth. It's not worth $17, more like $17,000. It will eclipse the price of gold when the manipulation ends. And what day is that? I don't know. When they're ready, when the Fed and the U.S. Treasury are ready. I think they're getting ready. I think, yeah. It is the calm before the storm. Where we heard that, that's Trump. And then the next day, Harvey Weinstein gets splattered on the pages as being a sexual predator. I heard he moved to Europe, or he flew to Europe and pulling a Roman Polanski, going to live the rest of his days out there with all his billions. I would suggest to him you buy some silver and some Bitcoin because all his accounts are going to be frozen. Anyway, that's your update for today. I'll have a crypto talk this afternoon. And like I said, bye, 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 bye. I'll talk to you later.